It's given that w equals 5 plus 3i and z equals 4 plus I. We need to find I w by z and express it in the form of x plus iy. Let's begin. So what's w? 5 plus 3i. Z is 4 plus I. Always remember that I squared equals minus 1. Remember that. So this is 5i plus 3i squared. What's 3i squared? It's 3 into I squared, that is 3 into minus 1, that's minus 3 over 4 plus I. Now complex numbers are not written like this, they are written in this form. The real part is at the front and the imaginary at the back. So this is minus 3 plus 5i by 4 plus I. And look, it says express this in this. We have found this here, it's this, but we need to express it in this form because we cannot have this I, we cannot have a complex number in the denominator. So we need to remove this from the denominator. And how do we do this? How do we remove this? We need to remove the I here. We need to remove the complex number in the denominator from the denominator. And we do this by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by this term here, just reversing the sign, that is 4 plus I, reverse the sign, 4 minus I by 4 minus I. In order to remove a complex number from the denominator, you just multiply the numerator and denominator both by the same complex number, just reverse the sign in between the real and the imaginary parts. So if it were a plus bi, multiply it by a minus bi, just reverse the sign, change nothing else, and this. Okay, and this is what we call the conjugate of the complex number. The same complex number, just the sign in between is reversed. That's the conjugate. The conjugate of this is this and the conjugate of this is this. Just remember that. Multiply, just change the sign in between, nothing else. And this is minus 12. Okay, minus 3 minus 12 plus 3i plus 20i minus 5i squared minus 5 into minus 1. So that's plus 5. And this is 4 squared 16, a plus b, a minus b, a squared minus b squared, that is a squared, 4 squared minus b squared, that is I squared. So 4 squared minus I squared, 16, 14, 4 squared is 16 minus I squared is minus 1. Therefore it's going to be 16 minus I squared, 16 minus minus 1. Okay, so this is, again write the real part at the front. 5 minus 12 minus 7 plus 23i, and it says express it in this form. So just separate this. This is going to be 17. Okay, all done. Remove this, multiply numerator and denominator by the same complex number, just reverse the sign in between, reverse the sign, and multiply. Remember I squared is minus 1, and don't forget to separate. Don't write this as whole over 17 because we need to express it in this form. This is x and this is y. Okay.